Hey guys, Tracy here, Kansas Garden Guy, Summer Pick Farms. How you guys doing today? Well, I know it's been a couple weeks since I've done a video. I apologize. I've had a lot of stuff going on here. Just wanting to boom, 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 get it done, and I probably should be taking a couple videos. But I'm gonna try to do better. As you can see on our back table here, we are getting very low on tomatoes. We've got some little half bushels of cherry tomatoes and black cherry, and then of course our Roma tomatoes are starting to come on now, but I can't give those things away. I've tried selling them. I can't get a buyer for them. I don't understand why. I don't know if people aren't into making their own spaghetti sauces or whatever, but I mean, you can use Romas for other stuff. We've actually cut them up and just put them on homemade pizza. So I mean, it's a tomato. Yeah, it's a paste tomato, but it's still a tomato. But anyway, let's take a little walk out here and see what we've got going on. As you can see, I've got some irrigation. I'm going to do a separate video. I may just touch on this real quick, but I'm going to do a separate video on what's going on in the market garden / hoop house area that I've got going on now that you guys have kind of seen a little sneak peek. I've done a lot of work out there. That's what I've been doing instead of taking videos. But let me get this camera turned around and we will see what's going on in the garden. Okay, yesterday was a big day. I had to do a lot of mowing. So I was going to make a video yesterday, but I couldn't because I was stuck mowing all day. Green beans are still producing. I know I've said this before, but I love these Contender green beans. These things are producing like crazy. Still producing. I've gone down to picking these things once a week. You guys know with green beans, you can pick 3-4 times a week and still get a ton of green beans. I shoot a little bit of water to these guys every 2-3 days maybe. And that's all I've been doing. I have not religiously been watering these guys like I was watering them every day. Kind of excuse the weeds here. I haven't really been picking the weeds. I've been more concentrating on getting stuff ready for market. So I apologize, it looks kind of awful in here. But yeah, green beans have been coming on. So I need to pick green beans tomorrow is what I'm going to do. I usually try to do it on Wednesdays for Saturday's market, Wednesday or Thursday for Saturday's market, and then I keep them in the cooler. But as you can see, our tomatoes are done. So like I said, these are determinate tomatoes, which you guys are aware of. So once you pick them, they don't grow back. I've got a couple stragglers here and here that have not turned yet. So, but I've shut the water off to them, so I am not watering these guys. The only thing I am watering is my peppers, my jalapenos, habaneros, and my bells and bananas. Over here in wife's garden, you can see the chocolate cherries are really coming on now. We didn't pick these last night. I did okra last night, fake snake. Our basil has gone to seed. I'm very disappointed in the amount of basil we sold this year. Yeah, I think you guys have watched my other videos. You guys know what I mean. We obviously way too much for just me and my wife to use every year. So unfortunately, we've tried giving it away. We've tried selling it for dirt cheap at the market, and no one wants it. So it'll probably end up in compost. It's just sad to say, but it will probably end up in the compost. The cucamelons have been doing really good. We've actually taken it twice, 2 Saturdays in a row, to our local market here to let people try it, to see what they think about it, to see if maybe it's something we could offer next year to sell. If you guys aren't familiar with a cucamelon, it is about the size of a baby grape. They look just like a watermelon, as you can see there, but they're hard and they taste like a cucumber. I don't know. I've never seen them around here in Kansas, but where I have seen them is some of the videos that are down south. They use them in salads, along with the small Candylands and those little bitty cherry tomatoes that you put on salad. So we're going to try to offer that next year in our CSA box, to also go along with our lettuce greens for a salad mix. So we're going to try that, or we're going to sell some at market. We've had a lot of people try them, and a lot of people said that we should probably start offering those. So it may be a new hit here. Some more black cherries. Cherry tomatoes are phenomenal. As you can see, our red cherries. I love red cherry tomatoes. Look how big these things are. These things are amazing. So we need to get in here tonight and heavily pick these out. I've been lackadaisical on them since it's that time of year, and A lot of people aren't buying cherry tomatoes right now. I think it's just where we are in this part of the state. I think a lot of people are not huge salad eaters, and a lot of people don't know what to do with cherry tomatoes besides put them in salads. We use them in pasta dishes. We do a fresh pasta dish with sliced cherry tomatoes, and you saute them down with a little bit of garlic and red pepper flake, and then you just pour it over any type of fresh pasta, and it is amazing. So like I said, you know, I do my underground drip, so I have valves that shut and turn on the water. You can see my aromas are just a tragic mess down here. I need to get through here tonight and just pick these and put them in a bucket and see if we can, I don't know what we're going to do with them all, but if you guys are interested in aromas, we just sell them for $3.50 a pound. You can come and pick what you want. Like I said, if you're near, we do have a Facebook page now. I think I told you that in the last video. It's just Summer Pick Farms. We are here in Northeast Kansas. I've had a couple YouTube watchers. One in particular, Barb Z. She's out of Kansas City, and she actually came to see us at a market a couple weeks ago. So Barb, if you're watching, thank you so much for watching our videos. I'm glad that you subscribe to the channel, and I'm glad that you enjoy our videos, and I'm glad to get to meet you finally and get to sell you some good local produce. And, you know, I'm glad for all of our subscribers. It amazes me. We're almost hitting 100 subscribers now. And I know that's not a lot, but to me it is. That's 100 people that are following what I do, that kind of care about what I'm doing here in my little part of the world. And that amazes me that people honestly would even be interested in what I'm doing. So thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. And if you're not a subscriber, why don't you go ahead and think about it? This channel's all about just a couple local Kansas people that are just growing food and trying to do this on a professional level to grow a market farm. This is my trial run this year, so we've got 4 or 5 plots of just trial run stuff. Everything I've got is on drip irrigation. I'm trying to make a go at this, and so far everything's been doing great, and we're moving our garden to a new spot next year, and this is just going to turn into, I think a hoop house is going to go here also next year. So I mean, just follow us along. I show the good and the bad with everything we do. So, but anyway, habaneros are doing really good. I need to get in here and pick these again. I usually try to pick these a couple times a week. I try not to get crazy with them. I want them to kind of ripen up a little bit on the vine. These things are looking phenomenal. Jalapenos are starting to come back. I've been sorry about the sniffles, guys. This is allergy weather now, and I have seasonal allergies very, very bad. So usually the first couple weeks going into spring and the first 2 or 3 weeks going out of summer into fall is when you'll hear me sniffling or blowing my nose or itching my eyes. All you guys that do have allergies, you know what we're going through. But anyway, I've been selling a lot of jalapenos, so they're looking a little small. Bananas are still going strong. Still can't sell those. Nobody's willing to buy banana peppers. So next year I'm not growing them. I agreed maybe put 1 plant in our personal garden, but next year I'm not growing anything that we did not sell this year because it's kind of a waste of time to grow it if no one's going to purchase it. Even though they look beautiful, as you can see right there, nobody wants them. Thai hots. We haven't been able to sell any of the Thai hots. You guys do know that I am Vietnamese American, so in our stir fry and our cooking and our soup bases and everything else. So I always grow a couple of those for me and my mom. Once again, habaneros, jalapenos, bananas, bueno mulatas. They're still coming on strong. I pick these very heavily every week for the market because we sell these for $5 for $1, and people buy them for salsas. So you have a little splash of purple in your salsa, which is pretty cool. It amazes me sometimes because the town that we live in here is barely 1,000 people, and we do pretty decent for actually more than what I thought we would sell on a Saturday here. But a lot of people are comeback customers. This will be the 4th week in a row that I think 4th or 5th week in a row we will be at our market here in town. And we've had customers, the same customers come 3 and 4 weeks in a row to buy from us. So, which is pretty amazing. And if any of you guys are watching, thank you so much. We do appreciate the support. Like I said, the cherry tomatoes are coming on really good. Bell peppers are coming on good also. We've picked these things 3 or 4 times already, and they're not super huge, but they are pretty good size. They're the size of your palm. Not too bad. They're not big. I mean, they're not. Some of them are a little bigger than others, as you can see there. About the size of your palm. So another couple days I'll be picking some of these for for Saturday's market. It's kind of a weird thing. One day I'll pick them and I'll have 20 of them and I'll sell all 20. The next week I'll put 20 in the basket and we won't sell one. It's kind of weird what people here locally will buy and what they won't buy. One week I'll sell out on okra, the next week I won't. It's a weird deal. But I said that's all coming along. Cherry tomatoes are coming along. These cucumbers we're just letting go to waste. No one seems to want to buy these muncher style cucumbers, which is a shame because they are a pretty cucumber. So I'm not watering them anymore. Whatever water they get comes from the good Lord. Other than that, they're not getting any water from me. So munchers and Marketmore 76 cucumbers are dying off, and I will not grow them again. Diamond cucumbers will definitely be grown again next year. This is our staple. We do cucumbers at our local market, 2 for $1 or 50 cents a piece. And we can bring 100 of them to our local market and sell 95 of them. So these things we're producing, 100 to 150 cucumbers a week. We are now getting about 50 or 60, which is where I would like to be because we can guarantee to sell out. I really don't want to take any home. Like I said, these guys are a 10 to 12 to 14 inch cucumber. That's what they average. That's what they're supposed to be. So I grow them out a little longer. As you can see, some of them starting to toss that one out. We don't have pigs or chickens, so I don't have any animals to give it to, so I just throw them away. So they're a good cucumber. They have a very good taste to them. My wife likes to taste them, and she is a cucumber connoisseur, I guess you want to say. So she would tell me the truth before I buy these again next year, and I definitely will be buying these cucumber seeds next year to grow. So we may have 1 or 2 more weeks of these cucumbers. I water these things 2 and 3 times a week, and they're starting to die out. So I think they're on the way out also. Corn, I'm leaving up until it dries completely. My wife is going to do some type of project with them for fall, so that's why they're still there. You can see, empty plot. Squash and zucchini is gone. We took what we could take on it, and they're on their way out. There's no sense watering a plant to get 1 squash every 2 or 3 weeks now. So it's time to get rid of them and move on. Okra, on the other hand, is doing amazing. Around here, a lot of people like fried okra, and they also like fresh okra, which I've never had it fresh. I've only done it fried, but as you can see how beautiful, there's a little pod that'll be ready tomorrow. I try to pick them when they're about 4 to 5 inches long. I do have 3 types of okra here, which you guys know. I have red burgundy, which is this redder kind of stuff, and I have jambalaya, and then I have Clemson spineless. The Clemson spineless is basically going to be kind of your basic generic hardware store style, and the jambalaya is more of a commercial-based okra where it produces a lot of pods. So I think next year I'm going to go with the jambalaya. I seem to like that. When I go to pick this okra, if you look down here, I go to pick this okra at the top where the okra is, there it is. On a jambalaya, I'll get 5 and 6, 7, 8 pods of okra on here, where on the Clemson spineless, I may get 1 or 2. So that's a lot of production, and it has a very good taste to it. So I think jambalaya is going to be what wins next year, and we're going to go ahead and put a whole mess just like this in just jambalaya, so I can get at least 40, 50 pounds of okra a week. I think that'll be a good start for us. They're a member of the hibiscus family, or a cousin of hibiscus, so of course you're going to see. I went through here last night and picked, and look at these. That one right there is obviously too big to eat, but this one right here is perfect. So there's a couple of them too. Okra will grow overnight. There's a locust. Okra will grow overnight like crazy, so I may have to get in here today and clip a couple just so they don't go bad before I get to them tomorrow. And of course, we've been doing watermelon and cucumbers. Well, we are, but doing watermelon and cantaloupe. The last 2 weeks, we have sold almost all of our cantaloupe, which was 4 wheelbarrows full. If you're interested in purchasing some produce from us and you are close, or just want to come check out the farm, just reach out on Facebook on our Summer Pick Farms page. Insta message me, and you're more than welcome to come check it out and ask some questions, see what I'm doing. Maybe I can help you out. Maybe you can help me out. But the cantaloupe is dying off. As you can see, it is dying off. So our succession planting of cantaloupe that we have left, we probably got a dozen left. That one there looks like it's about ready, or getting close to being ready. Probably pretty close. So this one may be ready, and these are awful small. We've got a couple more over there, but we've pretty much picked this out. So I think our cantaloupe's about done for the year. Same with our watermelon. We've picked, I think we've sold 30 or 40 watermelon last Saturday. And we've got probably another dozen or so left here. As you can see, we've got some more over there. Those are Crimson Sweets. Our Charleston Grays, we have 2 Charleston Grays left. So I'm gonna let those, see if I can get those to grow bigger. Nobody knows what they are. They're like, well, what type of watermelon's that? I don't think, I like them, but I think people are more used to seeing these round watermelons. So that's what they're used to. So that's what they're used to buying. But that's fine too. So next year I won't grow Charleston Grays. I'll grow Black Diamonds or Crimson Sweets. This time of year drives me crazy. I've got good news this weekend. I've got a buddy that's going to help me go get the poles this weekend so we can get all the poles bought. I bought pipe bender from Bootstrap Farmer, and then we are going to get these poles bent. May not be this weekend. I'm going to do another series on putting this hoop house on and doing this market garden series, so that way you guys can check that out if you're interested. But what we've got going on is right now I've got 6 60-foot beds. They are the standard market garden according to everybody's size. They're 30 inches wide with 18-inch walkways. And I do have, this area is tarped off, so I've got my water spigot put in right there in the center. And what we are putting in is a 20 by 60 hoop house here. So from this tarp here to the edge of this tarp is 20 foot, and all the way back to the edge of that tarp is 60, almost by my apple tree. So we are going to put a 20 by 60 hoop there, and then the water is going to be inside the hoop house, and that's a frost-free faucet, but I'm going to be growing through winter. I'm going to attempt to. So that's hence the thinking of putting the hoop house and the water faucet inside the hoop house to kind of keep it a little bit warmer. Plus what's going in here is basically going to be a lot of my brassicas and lettuces. So hopefully with this the way it is, I can get 6 rows in here that I could get my lettuce put in. I can get my bunch of onions put in. I can get my my Swiss chard, my stuff like that in. These beds out here, I've got to finish putting one more bed right here. I had to go get some compost yesterday. I ran out of compost, so I had to go get compost. So I have another 18-inch walkway, and then I'll have another bed, and then a walkway, and then the poles will go up there. So that way I can get my kale, my lacinato kale out here, my collard greens out here, my mustard greens out here. I've already got stuff planted already in the ground. I've got a row of broccoli. So I've got 30 broccoli plants down the center, and you can see some of the broccoli has popped up, a couple little ones here. We'll talk about this sprinkler system watering setup that I've got. I've got 500 radishes in here. I've got icicle radishes, and I've got breakfast radish in here. Excuse me. And as you can see, I've got 2 rows of beets. So there's 600 beet seeds here. Then I've got radishes. I've got a row of sugar snap peas and a row of just regular, like a standard pea in a pod. Okay, so what we are doing is I just did the standard, and I've got mulched walkways. I don't know how long that's going to hold up, but with me doing this full time now, or starting full time, starting January, I think I'm going to be able to keep up on the weeding this way. Everything else is compost. I've got 5-gallon buckets of compost put in. 1 60-foot row is about 3 inches deep of compost before you hit native soil, which has been tilled for the first time like a couple months ago, and then it's been tarped, and then I raked the weeds out, whatever was left, and then I put cardboard down. These first 3 rows here are 100% cardboard, and then the beds are put on top of the cardboard, and then the mulch. What I'm thinking about doing is I have to put a fence up to keep the deer and the antelopes, I was going to say deer and antelope play. But I'm going to put a fence up here so I can keep the deer out and keep the raccoons and any rabbits or anything out from eating my peas, because that's what happened to my peas earlier this year. The rabbits just annihilated them, and then the deer came through and finished off whatever the rabbits didn't get. That's the reason why we didn't have any peas this year. So we got to put a fence up, and then I've got to decide what I'm going to do here with the front and a gate that goes in. And then that way I can have parking back there in case we need to get people in and out of here. I still haven't known if we're going to do a farm stand here once a week where you could buy vegetables fresh off the farm, meet the farmer, see where your vegetables come from, and then B, pick up your CSA boxes. I haven't decided yet. If you guys got any comments on that, please leave down comments. Let me know what you guys think so I know what I'm doing. This is the first year we're actually going to 100% sell. I'm going to try my best, but you guys can see I've got great germination on my peas. And like I said, this stuff is all just, I didn't want a frog. I water this stuff 2 or 3 times a day to get it really, really soaked down, especially when it was in the 90s last week when I germinated, or I put this stuff in the ground, I think Wednesday of last week. So it's been, you know, a week and this stuff is up already, which is amazing to me. I thought with the hot weather outside, it would have took a little longer, but the soil temperature must be right. Plus, the reason why I picked this area is because it's got the 3 big trees in our front yard. So at about noon, these trees start shading some of this, and about 1 or 2 o'clock as the sun moves in its axis to the west here, we get some shade, which may hurt us in the winter, but in the winter we're growing winter vegetables in this, so fall vegetables, so I don't think it's going to hurt too much. And if it is too cool, I can put little hoops up here and put little baby caterpillar tunnels up to keep it, to try to warm it up a little bit more. But see, we do get pretty good sun here. And the other reason was in the summertime when I because we're moving our garden from up there here. This is where the market garden is going to be separated from our personal garden. And because I like the way I did some of it, but I don't like the way some of it is. I like this a lot better in one big block. So that's why we chose to do it this way. I'll have plenty of sun. But then as the sun moves west, the trees will shade a little bit. So maybe we can get a little shade on our tomatoes and our peppers and stuff and not just burn them up so bad. But the beets have come up very good. I've got to go through and thin the beets out. When I put the beet seeds in, I actually spaced them every 2 inches like the packet says. But when I went over the top of it with the rake to lightly cover them up, I think the rake pulled some of those seeds and spread them out a little bit because some of the seeds are close together and then there's a gap. So I think when I raked it, I think it pulled some of the seeds out. But like I said, broccoli's here. I've got these beds open. And as you can see how I'm doing these beds, it's just basically tent stakes with some string. And I'm measuring these beds at 30 inches here. They're 30 inches, and then I do an 18-inch walkway, and then another 30 and 18-inch walkway, and then I just put wood chips in the center there. And like I said, I've got these tarps up here. So this is going to be 20 by 60. Does not sound like a big way, but that's going to be a huge greenhouse for us. The reason why I want that big is, for one, they're almost the same cost. They're not much more to do a 20 by 60 over a 12 by 60. And so I'm going to go ahead and do it this big here so I can do my tomatoes in here next year. I'm hoping, you know, this year we did a little bit over 200 tomato plants this year. And that's just the big tomatoes. And not counting the cherries, we probably did 300 tomato plants if you count all the tomatoes that we did. Next year, my goal is 500 tomato plants, slicers. I want my tomatoes to look perfect. I want it to be when you go to the market, everybody knows you for your great produce and your personality, instead of, well, your produce looks okay and it's 10 minutes to the grocery store, so I guess I'll buy it. I don't want to be the I guess I'll buy it guy. I want to be, your produce is so amazing, I'm going to drive an hour just to buy tomatoes from you. That's what I want. And so far, that's what we've gotten. We've gotten a couple people that live about 40 miles from us that come every weekend to buy from us, which is amazing to me. And I appreciate it, and I'm so humbled by it that people think what I'm doing is a good thing. Our little town has been so amazing to us the last month, because we don't have anything where you can buy fresh produce here. Everything is shipped into our local little grocery store here, and a lot of people are looking for fresh produce, and they don't want to drive 25 miles. You know, we're 25 miles to the nearest big town here, and they don't want to drive that far to go to our local farmers market, because our local farmers market allows you to resell vegetables from other places. So you can buy stuff from other farms in Texas and stuff, bring it up here and sell it as your own, and nobody knows the wiser. I don't like that. If you're going to, and I understand reselling is one thing. You know, if you buy stuff out of state and you're selling watermelons and cantaloupe in April in Kansas, it does not work. Some people I don't think understand that it's not from here. I think they think you can grow watermelon and cantaloupe in April, unfortunately. But that's my soapbox anyway. But so that's what's going on in the market garden side. As you can see, our strawberry beds, this started off as 2 strawberry plants 3 years ago, and they have gone crazy. So we need to get these out of here, and I think I'm going to do another bed up top maybe where our tomatoes were, since that's already got drip in it, and I've already got the hole spaced out every 2 foot there. I think that's what we're going to do, is pull these pull these strawberries out of here, and then we're going to put those up there and then put a greenhouse around it so we can grow other stuff, but grow strawberries and stuff in there in the springtime for early summer strawberries. Like I said, if you guys like my videos, make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't so far. There's another locust. And if you are subscribed to our channel, thank you so much. We appreciate all the support we get from you guys. We appreciate all the people that come and support us locally at our market. God bless. You guys be safe. Make sure you social distance, wash your hands, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.